Welcome to Everything Football and welcome to another Champions League Fantasy Update video. In this one, we will be talking about the Matchday 3 transfer tips. So I have picked out two players that I think most of us should be taking a look at for Matchday 3, whether you're on a wildcard or you're just making two transfers in your team, or even maybe if you're playing in Limitless, you might afford more expensive players than the ones I'm going to talk about, but I still think they're very good options for Matchday 3 and 4. Very good options. So two midfielders is what I've picked. Let me know which ones you already have in your team, which ones you're going to be bringing into your team. And as always, in case you haven't joined the league yet, the direct link is in the description, and the code is on screen right now. So make sure to join so we can compete against each other. The Champions League just got started, just 2 weeks. There's still another 11 weeks to go, up until next year. So it's going to be a good ride between now and the final of the Champions League. So the two players I've picked up, the first player is Kudus of Ajax. 5.2 million is what is going to cost you. He's had an incredible season so far this campaign. So for Kudus this season, he already has 2 goals and 1 assist in the Champions League. Next up, it's Napoli. As I've said, between Ajax and Napoli, that game, I'm expecting a lot of goals in both of the games. Matchday 3, Matchday 4. I'm expecting it to be like maybe 3-3, 3-2 in both legs. By the way, I'm expecting a lot of goals. Both teams have been in great form in terms of scoring goals this season, and Ajax are always a team that loves scoring goals. And Napoli, this is on top of the table in the Champions League, top of the table in Serie A. They're doing really good. So that's not it for Kudus stats so far this season. He has 21 points in 2 matches and 4 goals in the league as well. So a total of 6 goals in all competitions so far this season, and he's playing as a striker. Yes, he's playing as a striker for Ajax so far, and he's only going to cost you 5.2 million. Like, compared to all the Ajax players, like the ones on screen, the likes of Berghaus, the likes of Bergwijn, all of them 7 million. We've been talking about Brobbey from the beginning of the season, but he's not playing. But Kudus, he is playing. Value for money at only 5.2 million. Absolutely fantastic. You get yourself an attacker from Ajax. You get yourself almost a guaranteed attacking return as well. And in the team that he plays for, there's a lot of goals in that team. So you're basically guaranteed points at only 5.2 million. And you get someone like Kudus, you are also allowed to get other players, more expensive players, because it's only going to cost you 5.2 million. So it doesn't really take a lot from your budget. You can still get other players as well. So that is the first option in terms of transfer tips. Now, as I said, if just making transfers, you might get him in. If you are playing your wildcard, I think you have to have him in. If you are playing a Limitless, you might make an argument of getting other players like Sal and all those guys, Vinicius. I do understand that. I still think Kudus is very good option. But obviously, when you're playing a Limitless, you want all the big boys. So wildcard, I think it's best for wildcard and just making your 2 transfers for this week. Second player I have picked out this week is Valverde at only 6.5 million from Real Madrid. Now, he has had an incredible campaign as well, and since Benzema got injured, everything is going through Valverde and Vinicius as well. So far this season for Valverde, 12 points. He picked up 12 points in Matchday 2. He got player of the match in the last game. He also has 4 goals so far this season for Real Madrid. 4. That is the second best from Real Madrid so far this season. He also has 2 assists, also the second best in the whole Real Madrid side. So those are very good stats for Valverde, and only 6.5 million for a Real Madrid player. You know, when Benzema is fit, we are talking about 11 million. When Vinicius is off his feet, but we're talking about 10 million. Rodrigo, you're talking about 8 million. I covered Rodrigo in a different video. If you're talking about the likes of Modric, Kroos, 7 million, 8 million, but this guy is only going to cost you 6.5 million, and I think that is absolutely incredible. Not only that, this season alone, he has created 18 chances. Yes, almost 20 chances created for his teammates, and that is what you need as a fantasy asset. Someone who can assist, someone who's going to take chances, get into the box, get into the perfect positions, and Valverde is that guy. He also managed to pick up a point for ball recoveries in the last game, so he might get you 1 or 2 of those in some games. I think is a very good option at 6.5 million. Next up, it's Shakhtar Donetsk, twice for them, home and away. So I'm definitely liking this option. I have talked about a few other Madrid players, but for now in this video for transfer tips, we have covered Kudus and Valverde. So that's the only 2 players I picked up. I'm not going to go into detail of the third player. I'm just going to mention him. I think Luis Diaz is also a good option for match day 3 against Rangers. We have talked about how Rangers have been poor this season. Diaz has already scored 4 goals so far for Liverpool this campaign, and 9 million, way cheaper than the likes of Nunes and the likes of Salah. So Luis Diaz is always a great option as well. So let me know which of these players you will be bringing on. And as always, if you're planning to play a wildcard, click on the video on the left to get more ideas and tips. And if you're planning to play a limitless, click on the video on the right. And I'll catch up with you guys on